Hello and welcome back. My name is Dorsh Dayup. Today we'll talk about modal verbs. Well, modal verbs are a type of auxiliary verb that express a range of meanings such as possibility, ability, permission, obligation, and advice. In English, there are 9 modal verbs, such as can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, and must. Today we'll talk about can, could, and will and would, and with their negative forms as well. All right, so let's jump right straight to the presentation. Well, let's start with can. Can is a modal verb that has multiple uses in English. Here are some of the most common ways it is used. Expressing ability. Can is used to express a person's ability to do something. For example, I can speak Spanish means I have the ability to speak Spanish. Other examples include she can cook a delicious meal or he can run very fast. All right? Now, let us look at the other usages like making request. Can is also commonly used to make requests or ask for permission. For example, can you pass me the salt? Is a polite way of asking someone to pass you the salt. Similarly, can I leave early today? Is a way of asking for permission to leave work early. Now, another usage, expressing possibility. Can also be used to express the possibility of something happening. For example, it can get very cold in the winter. Means it is possible for it to get very cold in the winter. Other examples include it can rain tomorrow or the store can be crowded on weekends. Expressing suggestions can be used to make suggestions or offer alternatives. For example, we can go to the beach instead of the park is a way of suggesting an alternative plan. Similarly, you can try the new restaurant down the street is a way of offering a suggestion. Expressing inability can also be used to express a person's inability to do something. For example, I can't swim means I am not able to swim. Other examples include she can't come to the party or he can't lift that heavy box. All right? It is worth noting that can is typically used in the present tense and could is used to talk about past ability or to make polite requests. For example, I could swim when I was younger means I had the ability to swim when I was younger. And could you please pass the salt is a polite way of asking someone to pass you the salt. Can't is a contraction of cannot, which is the negative form of can. Here are some of the most common ways can't is used in English. Expressing inability. Like I said earlier, can't is most commonly used to express a person's inability to do something. For example, I can't swim means I am not able to swim. Other examples include she can't come to the party or he can't lift that heavy box. Expressing prohibition. Can't can also be used to express that something is not allowed or prohibited. For example, you can't smoke in here means smoking is not allowed in this place. Similarly, I can't eat that food because of my diet means I am prohibited from eating that food because of my diet. Expressing possibility. Can't can also be used to express that something is impossible. For example, I can't believe he did that. Means it is impossible for me to believe that he did that. Similarly, I can't imagine living without electricity. Means it is impossible for me to imagine living without electricity. Expressing disbelief. Can't can also be used to express disbelief or surprise. For example, you can't be serious is a way of expressing surprise or disbelief, expressing surprise or disbelief. Similarly, I can't believe you said that is a way of expressing disbelief or shock. Now let us look at some other usages of can't. Expressing lack of permission. All right. Can't can also be used to express that someone does not have permission to do something. For example, I can't let you leave without paying. Means I do not give you permission to leave without paying. Similarly, you can't go to the party without your parents' permission. Means you're not allowed to go to the party without your parents' permission. Alright, so it is worth noting that can't is typically used in the present tense and couldn't is used to talk about past inability or impossibility. For example, I couldn't swim when I was younger means I was not able to swim when I was younger. And I couldn't imagine living without electricity means it was impossible for me to imagine living without electricity. Now let us look at could and couldn't. Well, could and couldn't are modal verbs that have multiple uses in English. Here are some of the most common ways they are used. Expressing past ability or possibility. Could is often used to talk about past ability or possibility. For example, when I was younger, I could run very fast means in the past I had the ability to run very fast. Similarly, he could have been a doctor if he had studied medicine. Means in the past it was possible for him to become a doctor if he had studied medicine. Now let us look at the other usages of could. Expressing past polite requests. Could is also commonly used to make polite requests in the past. For example, could you pass me the salt, please? Is a polite way of asking someone to pass you the salt. Similarly, could you tell me the time, please? Is a polite way of asking someone for the time. Even in the present also you can use it, all right? Now, let us look at the other usages. Expressing conditional possibility. Could can be used to express possibility in hypothetical or conditional situations. Here, a hypothetical situation means an imaginary situation. All right. For example, if I had more time, I could finish the project. Means, if I had more time, it would be possible for me to finish the project. Similarly, if you practiced more, you could become a great pianist. Means, if you practiced more, it would be possible for you to become a great pianist. Now let us look at some other usages. Expressing suggestions or alternatives. Could can also be used to make suggestions or offer alternatives. For example, we could go to the beach instead of the park is a way of suggesting an alternative plan. Similarly, you could try the new restaurant down the street is a way of offering a suggestion. Expressing inability or impossibility. Couldn't is often used to express a person's inability to do something in the past. For example, I couldn't swim when I was younger means in the past I was not able to swim. Similarly, he couldn't lift that heavy box means in the past He was not able to lift that heavy box. Now, expressing negative suggestions or alternatives. All right. Now let us look at the other usages. Couldn't can also be used to make negative suggestions or offer negative alternative. For example, we couldn't go to the beach because it's too cold is a way of suggesting against going to the beach because of the weather. Similarly, you couldn't eat that food because it's spoiled is a way of suggesting against eating the food because it's not good. Expressing regrets. Couldn't can also be used to express regret or disappointment. For example, I couldn't attend the party because I was sick means I was not able to attend the party because I was sick and regret that. Similarly, he couldn't meet the deadline and was disappointed means he was not able to meet the guideline and he was disappointed about it. It is worth noting that could is typically used in the past tense and can is used in the present tense. Similarly, couldn't is used in the past tense and can't is used in the present tense. Additionally, could and couldn't are often used in hypothetical or conditional situations, while can and can't are used to describe presentability or inability. All right. Now let us look at will and would. Will and would are modal verbs that are commonly used in English. Now here is a detailed explanation of their uses as well as their contradictions. Will is used to express a future action that is certain or planned. For example, I will meet you at the train station at 5 p.m. Its contraction is I'll. Would, would is the past tense of will and is often used to express a hypothetical or conditional action. For example, if I had more money, I would have traveled the world. Its contraction is I'd. Will can also be used to make predictions or express willingness. For example, it will rain tomorrow. I will help you with your homework. In these cases, the contraction is it'll and I'll respectively. Would can also be used to express polite requests, offers, or invitations. For example, would you like a cup of coffee? I would be happy to help you. Its contractions in these cases are would you and I'd. Will can be used to express a decision or intention. For example, I will apply for the job tomorrow. Its contraction is I'll. Would can be used to express habits or repeated actions in the past. For example, when I was young, I'd go to the park every day. Its contraction is I'd. Will can be used to make promises or guarantees. For example, I will finish the project by Friday. Its contraction is I'll. Would can also be used to express a preference or desire. For example, I would prefer to go to the beach instead of the mountains. Its contraction is I'd. It is important to note that contractions are commonly used in spoken English but are less common in formal writing. It is also important to use the correct contraction based on the subject pronoun and tense of the verb. For example, he'll is the contraction for he will, while should is the contraction for she would. Additionally, will not and would not have contractions of won't and wouldn't, respectively. Overall, understanding the uses and contraction of will and would can help improve communication in both spoken and written English. Would not and will not are contractions of the modal verbs would and will, with the negation not Here is a detailed explanation of their uses. Would not is often used to express hypothetical or conditional actions that did not happen or not likely to happen. For example, if I had more time, I would not be stressed. It can also be used to express refusal or willingness. For example, I would not eat that if I were you. Its contraction is wouldn't. Will not is used to express a future action that is not planned or certain, or to express refusal or willingness to do something in the future. For example, I will not be able to attend the meeting tomorrow. I will not tolerate any more excuses. Its contraction is won't. It's important to note that will not, won't is commonly used in spoken English to express a future action that is not planned or certain, while will not is often used in formal writing. However, both won't and will not can be used interchangeably in most cases. In addition, would not and will not can also be used to express negative, hypothetical, or conditional action in the past or future, respectively. For example, if I had known, I would not have gone to the party. If he does not apologize, I will not forgive him. Overall, understanding the uses of would not and will not can help you communicate more effectively in both spoken and written English. So that's it for today in this video. In the next video, I'm gonna make a video about shall, should, may, might, and must. All right. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button and share with your friends and other members as well. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Take care and bye for now.